What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So my voice is a little off today. First I had the flu, then I got a sinus infection and an ear infection. So like we're not doing great, but life's gotta go on. I actually feel like a little bit better today, so just gonna carry on with it. So today, I know this is so requested, but I'm finally reviewing the new Vital Seamless colors on Nepoagym. So if you follow me on Instagram, which you really should because I always am posting a lot there, you'll know that I'm now an affiliate of Nepoagym. But you guys know that they're my favorite Aliexpress brand. They're always so reliable. They're always improving their leggings. They're really just like always doing the most. So if you do want to support me while you're purchasing these leggings, you can always use my links in the descriptions of the video. And it doesn't cost you anymore. It just supports me a little bit, which I always appreciate. So if you decide to do that, just know I'm so appreciative and thank you so much. So now on to the leggings. So honestly, I wasn't always a big fan of the Vital Seamless collection. I felt like the first generation of Vital Seamless was just like a little stiff and like didn't have as much give as I would want, but these are so different. Like I tried these on and the stretch is like so amazing, and also I just like am really obsessed with the colors. Mostly these brighter colors, but like you guys, if you know me, you know I like my bright colors. So these are $18.99, which is so great, so affordable. As for the fabric, so Nepoagym often updates their leggings, but these are the unupdated version. I'll soon be reviewing the old Vital Seamless like full collections with their new updates, but these are not updated yet, but the fabric is still really great. First of all, it's so stretchy. Like I would say that this is like definitely one of the stretchiest Gymshark dupes that I've tried in a while. These feel slightly smoother than the ombre seamless, but they still have that marl texture. Yeah, the marl is still there, but they don't have that kind of rough feeling. The ombre seamless had like a little bit of like a rough texture, not in like an itchy way, and like I really actually liked it, but these are just slightly stretchier, smoother, and less structured than the ombre. These aren't shiny at all, but they do kind of have that smooth, slick feel. Like they aren't brushed in any way. They don't have like a cottony texture. They don't have a ton of compression. The waistband is double thickness, and the waistband does offer some compression. It's also pretty high-waisted. But the overall leggings, I would say, are not a compression legging. They just have so much stretch and give to them, but I think that it makes it really flattering, like if you're not trying to like squish your booty down in any way. As for the colors, they have the light blue color, which is my personal fave. I love this baby blue color. They also have this like pistachio green color. Also, sorry, I'm getting used to like the new lighting in my like room at home for the summers. So stay with me as we adjust a bit. So yeah, we have this green color, and then we also have the maroon. They didn't make the new like grape color, or at least they don't have it yet, but it's honestly like exactly the same as like the original pink color. So I don't even know why like Gymshark originally made those, because they're like the same color, but they have the most important colors. So like most Nepoagym items, these are an exact dupe. I don't notice any differences from the actual Gymshark. I don't have the actual Gymshark ones with me, but the colors seem almost identical, probably actually identical. The dot placement is the same. I'll go over the dot placement in a separate clip. The dots just provide like a slight contour detailing. They're very subtle. They're not like in your face at all, but they do like from afar kind of just give you some like nice shading and shape to your legs. They also have that little raised seam in the back of the butt, which just kind of like helps to like make it less like, you know, unibutt kind of thing. As for length, these were more of like an ankle length on me, so kind of like a 7/8, but I am 5'9", so I am very tall, so if you are shorter, these would probably be full length on you, but I personally don't mind because I kind of like the nice like little ankle length legging, but just so you know, if you are taller, they probably won't be like full length. And the waistband hit right above my belly button. I'm going to compare the waistband height to some of the other Gymshark leggings, like the ombre and the energy seamless. So they have a thick ribbed waistband, and they start the dots up at the ribbed waistband, and then it comes down into the actual legging and just kind of gives some shape to the legs. And then there are dots all the way down around like below the knee to the bottom. As you can see, the fabric is kind of that slick texture and has a nice marl to it. The dots also come around and then under the booty a little bit, very subtly. And they have this raised seam, like I was saying. It's not a real seam, it's just like this kind of raised thing that helps like define the booty a little bit. And then again, the dots come all the way down to the bottom. And as you can see, the seams look very good quality and they don't have any loose strings or anything. They also have a little little ribbed thing at the bottom of the leggings as well. So in terms of waistband height, I have these lined up with the Energy Seamless, and they're about probably a little over a centimeter shorter than them. And then I have them lined up with the Ombre Seamless, and the waistband is basically exactly the same as the Ombre Seamless in terms of height. And yeah, as you can see, they also share a very similar marl to the Ombre Seamless. The fabric honestly feels very similar, except the Vital Seamless is a little bit smoother and stretchier. As for sizing, so I have a size small in the green, in the blue, and they get sent an extra small in the maroon. And overall, I would say true to size. These size smalls did have a tiny bit of extra room in the waistband for me and just a teeny bit around the crotch area, but not in a way that made it baggy. Like, I wouldn't size down, but I actually was able to get the size extra small on. It was a little bit tight, like I would have appreciated a little bit more stretch, but honestly, it wasn't too bad. So if you are in between sizes, I definitely recommend sizing down. Don't size up because these are super stretchy and already run like the tiniest bit bigger than normal. If you're normally small, I'd go for a small, but if you're in between, I would size down. And all of the colors run true to size as well. Like, I don't think one color runs bigger than any of the others. There was some discrepancies in the original Vital Seamless colors. Like, the blue color I got was like really huge and the pink was really small, but these felt exactly the same. So for camel toe, these leggings are very thin and stretchy, but they don't have any front seam. So if you don't normally have a camel toe issue in seamless leggings, these should be totally fine, but they are very thin, so just be mindful of that. As for cellulite, I think that these leggings do you a few favors for cellulite because they do have a little under booty contour, which can kind of mask that. They're also not a solid color, they're marled, so that also helps a lot too. These are very thin and don't offer a lot of compression, so I wouldn't say they're totally cellulite proof, but I do think they have a few features that help with cellulite. A lot of people ask me about sweat proofness, and I don't often talk about this because if you've ever like had a pair of leggings and you like drop a little water on them, like, and you could see the water, like, they're not sweat proof. So I've actually never come across leggings that are like 100% sweat proof. Like, if you get them wet, you won't notice a difference. These, I think that they're a little better than a solid color legging because of the marl texture, but I don't believe that any pair of legging is totally sweat proof. If you have found a pair of leggings that are sweat proof, send them my way, like, let me know. But I personally don't really have any shame in sweating a little bit. I know the butt sweat can be a little embarrassing sometimes, but like, you're just working hard. Okay, so now for like a few details of each color. So first, the blue color, my personal fave. I was actually really impressed with the squat proofness of these. I would give them like a 9 out of 10 squat proof. I think at like the very bottom of the squat, there's like a tiny bit of sheerness, but I couldn't see my butt, like the crack or anything. Like, I was leaning over in my mirror and they were actually totally fine. I had my mom check for me. She was like, no, those are good. So these blue ones are pretty opaque. And if you're looking for a light colored legging, these are actually, they're pretty good. And these blue ones are totally stretchy. They were so comfortable. These are like probably one of my new favorite pairs. Green ones are just as stretchy as the blue ones, maybe if not even a little more stretchy. These are the first ones I tried on, but the squat proofness, it's not what we'd want it to be. But if you guys follow like the Gymshark Vital Seamless launch, these weren't squat proof for Gymshark at all either. I don't think the squat test I did really did it justice. I'm trying to get used to like my new setup here, not in my apartment. But yeah, when I leaned over, you could see some crack. You could see some crack there. But I think for an upper body day, you know, you could probably get away with it, maybe with like a nude pair of like brief underwear. You could probably be fine. But if you are really picky about squat proof leggings, these are not going to be totally squat proof for you. As for the maroon, I did have an extra small, so I think that these pulled like over the butt a little more than usual. But actually, I'd still give these like a 9 out of 10 squat proof. I really didn't see anything except for maybe at the very bottom. But if you go true to size, I bet these are 100% squat proof. These are also the tiniest bit stiffer than the other leggings. Darker color leggings just tend to have a little more stiffness to them, I think just because of like the nature of like a little more dye in the leggings, but they're still honestly really stretchy, and I was able to get on an extra small comfortably, which is a big deal. Like, I'm not a small person, guys, so I think that is everything. I actually was really impressed with these leggings. Like I said, I wasn't really a Vital Seamless person, but you will be seeing me wear these a lot on my Instagram, and I believe they are coming out with the bras and tops to match these colors, so stay tuned for that. If you are buying any of these and you found out about Nepoagym through me and want to support me, please feel free to use my link in the description. You don't have to, but it doesn't cost you any more, and it helps me keep making all these videos for you guys. Alright, so make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you made it this far, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!